1. The Unification Church, founded in 1954 by Sun Myung Moon, who claimed he was chosen by Jesus after a 9-year ghost consultation. The Unification Church believes Jesus failed his mission because he didn't get married. So Moon and his wife stepped in as the true parents to save humanity by arranging mass weddings. Romantic, right? Followers are told salvation doesn't come from Jesus' sacrifice, but from Moon's teachings and blessings. Mainstream Christians call this heresy. The rest of us just blink twice and wonder how one man convinced thousands to marry strangers in stadiums. 2. Ku Klux Klan. Now for a group that makes no one laugh, the KKK. They emerged after the Civil War as a white supremacist hate group claiming divine favor. Their theology insists white people, particularly Anglo-Saxons, are God's chosen race. Everyone else, either cursed, soulless, or a satanic side character. This distorted Bible fan fiction is their excuse for decades of violence and terrorism. Of course, no legitimate Christian denomination agrees with their views. Most of the Bible-loving world wishes they'd stop using Scripture as a hate pamphlet. 3. Westboro Baptist Church. Founded in 1955, this group's entire theology can be summed up as God hates everyone except us. Their leader, Fred Phelps, believed tragedies like soldier deaths and natural disasters were divine punishment for LGBTQ+ rights and tolerance. They picket funerals, carry signs designed to provoke rage, and raise their kids like walking hate billboards. The irony? They claim to follow Jesus, who famously taught love, forgiveness, and grace, concepts Westboro treats like expired coupons. 4. La Familia Michoacana. This Mexican drug cartel moonlights as a religious order. No joke. Founded in the early 2000s, it blends Christian rhetoric with criminal enterprise. Members carry narco-Bibles written by their leader, Nazario Moreno, who nicknamed himself El Más Loco, the craziest one. Moreno preached moral codes, prayer, and family, while ordering murders, tortures, and drug runs. Their version of Christianity is rejected by every religious authority on the planet. Turns out, quoting Jesus while committing mass violence is not a theological loophole. 5. Black Hebrew Israelites. This movement believes African Americans are the true descendants of ancient Israelites, not today's Jews. That idea alone isn't harmful, but some branches take it further, claiming white people are cursed, salvation is only for black people, and Jesus was black too. They often preach with confrontational shouting, aggressive signs, and the emotional subtlety of a WWE promo. Most mainstream Jewish and Christian communities distance themselves from the movement due to its racism and conspiracy-laced theology. 6. The League of the South, founded in 1994, this neo-Confederate group wants the southern U.S. to secede and create a new nation based on, wait for it, Christian values and Anglo-Celtic heritage. Translation: they want a Bible-themed white ethno-state. They claim racial mixing is a sin, women should be submissive, and modern multicultural America is a sign of moral decay. Most Christians would describe this as unbiblical. Others might just shout, "Y'all need Jesus," and drive away faster. 7. The Aryan Brotherhood. Imagine a prison gang that mixes tattoos, Norse mythology, Christian identity theology, and murder. That's the Aryan Brotherhood. They preach that white people are God's chosen race, and others, especially Jews and black people, are either inferior or literal offspring of Satan. Their ideology is less about salvation and more about domination. They see themselves as warriors in a racial holy war. Christianity, meanwhile, keeps sending them rejection letters with verses about love and equality. 8. Christian Identity Movement. This theological Frankenstein teaches that white Europeans are the real Israelites and that Jews are imposters. Non-white people? Some say they're soulless. Others call them pre-Adamic, created before Adam and not really human. Yikes. They believe salvation is only for white people and that racial separation is God's design. This ideology fuels many hate groups, from neo-Nazis to lone wolf domestic terrorists. Needless to say, every mainstream church condemns this as both heresy and lunacy. 9. The new Black Panther Party. Not to be confused with the original Black Panther civil rights group, this newer group was founded in 1989 with strong influence from Nation of Islam ideology. Their former leader, Khalid Abdul Muhammad, referred to white people and Jews as devils and imposters. Their theology casts entire races as spiritually corrupt, promoting racial division under a pseudo-religious banner. No major religious group accepts their theology, and even civil rights leaders have denounced their hate speech. 10. The Raëlian Movement ready for a twist? Let's take a break from racism and enter sci-fi scripture. The Raëlian Movement believes that life on Earth was created by aliens called the Elohim. Founded by French race car driver Claude Vorilhon, now Raël, this group teaches that major religious figures like Jesus and Buddha were alien hybrids sent to guide humanity. Their goal: world peace, universal love, and building an embassy for aliens in Jerusalem. The movement promotes free love, cloning, and tight silver outfits. Yes, it's weird, but at least they're peaceful, and their theology is more sci-fi than supremacist. 11. 12 tribes sounds biblical, right? Well, this communal group mixes Christianity, Judaism, and authoritarian control into one uncomfortable stew. Founded in the 1970s in Tennessee, 12 tribes members live communally, reject mainstream society, and obey a strict interpretation of the Bible. They believe they are restoring the original church and preparing for Jesus' return. But former members report child labor, harsh discipline, and forced obedience. Plus, their literature refers to black people using racist language, claiming slavery was a blessing for them. Unsurprisingly, they've been labeled a hate group and cult by watchdogs and religious authorities alike.